students, welcome to Vidya Myriad. This video is made for class 8 on chapter number 13, direct and inverse proportions, and today we are going to begin with exercise 13.2 from Ncert. Now in 13.1 we have talked about the direct variations, in which where two parameters are there, when one increases the other will also increase, and when one decreases other will also decrease. In the case of inverse proportion, in the two parameters, what we are going to see is if one increases, other will decrease. For example, if I talk about number of men and talk about number of days, if I increase the men, the days will reduce. If you are given a person, some persons to construct a room, and there are two persons, definitely they will take suppose 10 days to make that room. But if I increase the number of persons say to 5, then what will happen to number of days? They will finish it fast and the work will finish in less number of days. So what happens over here is, if y increase the one parameter, the other parameter will decrease. So when we have an opposite variations, then it is talking about inverse proportions. So let's start with the exercise. Question number 1. Which of the following are in inverse proportions? Now 5 options are given over here. Let us discuss one by one. The number of workers on a job and the time to complete the job. So what happens? Just now I have discussed over here, when the number of workers will increase, the time will reduce. So opposite is happening. So it is an inverse proportional case. The time taken for a journey and distance travelled in a uniform speed. So what happens when more time is there? So more kilometers will be covered. So what is happening? This is a direct variation. So we will say they are not inversely proportional. Area of cultivated land and the crop harvested. So more the area, more the crop to harvest. Less the area, less the crop to harvest. That means they are directly related. So we will say they are not inversely related. Fourth part, the time taken for a fixed journey and the speed of the vehicle. What will happen in this? If your speed is increasing, you will take less time to cover that distance. So what is happening? Opposite is happening. So they are inversely proportional. The population of a country and area of the land per persons. What is happening here? When the population of the country will increase, the number of people will increase, the area will decrease. When the number of people is less, the area will be more. So what is it? This is inversely proportional. Question number 2. In a television game show, the prize money of ₹1 lakh is to be divided among us the winners. Complete the following table and find whether the prize money given to the individual winner is directly or inversely proportional to the number of winners. So first two cases are given to us. We will, on these two cases, we will decide whether it is directly or inversely. How are we going to see? See, 1 upon 1 lakh and 2 is to 50,000. So in order to check this, we will observe that 1 multiplied by 1 lakh is equal to 2 multiplied by 50,000. So both comes out to be 1 lakh, which shows that this is inversely proportional. So please check this parameter. This is one guideline to check whether it is inversely proportional or direct proportional. This is a case of inversely proportional. So when it is a case of inversely proportion, using this we are going to find out the blanks, that is A, B, C, D, E. So taking like 2 and 50,000 is equal to 4 multiplied by A. So we can find out A by doing it 4 dividing by 2 into 50,000, which comes out to be 25,000. So 2 into 50,000 is equal to 5 into B. Same way it comes out to be 20,000. 2 into 50,000 will be equal to 8 into C, that comes out to be 12,500, and 2 into 50,000 is equal to 10 into D, that comes out to be 10,000. So we can fill up the gaps like this, and we can even find out E, that comes out to be 5,000 by multiplying. Rahman is making a wheel using spokes. He wants to fix equal spokes in such a way that the angles between each pair of the consecutive spokes are equal. Help him by completing the following table. Now 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Now if you see, the number of spokes will increase, definitely the angle between them will decrease. When there were 4 spokes, the angle between were 90 degrees. When the spokes increased to 6, then the angle between them were 60 degrees. So we will find out for 8, 10 and 12. Let's find out that. Now accordingly we will see that whether it is directly or inversely proportional. We will do 4 multiplied by 90, which is equal to 6 multiplied by 60. Both are coming same. That means this is inversely proportional. Using this formula itself, we will find out A, B and C. Now 4 multiplied by 90 will be equal to 8 multiplied by A, which comes out to be 45 degrees, which means when number of spokes have increased to 8, from 4 to 8, the angle between them has become 45 degrees. When it has increased from 4 to 10, the angle between them came out to be 36 degrees, that is 4 multiplied by 90 divided by 10. And lastly, 4 multiplied by 90 divided by 12 comes out to be C, which is 30 degrees. So we got the values of A, B and C. Now let us look at the questions. First part. Are the number of spokes and the angle formed between the pair of consecutive spokes in inverse proportion? What is the answer? Yes, when the number of spokes increases, the angle formed decreased. Calculate the angle between a pair of consecutive spokes of a wheel with 15 spokes. So let us find out when we have into 15 spokes. So 15 spokes we will be dividing. 4 multiplied by 90 divided by 15 is equal to x. That comes out to be 24 degrees. And if the angle between two consecutive spokes is 40 degrees, then how many spokes are there? In that case we will divide it by 40. It comes out to be only 9 spokes. So when the angle formed is 40 degrees, the number of spokes are 9. If a box of sweets is divided among 24 children, they will get 5 sweets each. How many would each get if the number of children is decreased by 4? So two parameters first we will think. They are talking about children and they are talking about sweets. When the number of children is 24, sweets are 5. And when it is decreased by 4, that means children are only 20. So how many will be the sweets? Definitely children will get more sweets. They are in inverse proportion. So when children are reduced, sweets will increase. So what we are going to do? 24 multiplied by 5 is equal to 20 multiplied by A. Now in the case of direct proportion, we were dividing and then cross multiplying. Now here we are multiplying and then dividing it. So please take care of this in the case of direct and inverse. So I repeat, in the case of inverse proportion, we will multiply. That is 24 multiplied by 5 is equal to 20 multiplied by A. So the number of sweets will be 6. So that means if children are reduced to 20, they will get 6 sweets each. Earlier they were getting 5. Question number 5. A farmer has enough food to feed 20 animals in his cattle for 6 days. How long will the food last if there are 10 more animals in his cattle? Now animals are 20, number of days are 6. The animals are increased to 10 more, so animals are now 30. So what will happen to this? Definitely the food will finish fast. So let us find out in how many days the food will finish. So it is inverse proportion. So what are we going to do? We will multiply. So 20 multiplied by 6 is equal to 30 multiplied by A. So now find out A. A comes out to be 4 days. So in just 4 days, cattle will finish the food. Question number 6. A contractor estimates that 3 persons could rewire Jasminder's house in 4 days. If he uses 4 persons instead of 3, how long should they take to complete the job? Now, two parameters are persons and days. 3 persons were there, they will finish in 4 days. So now persons are increased to 4. So what will happen to days? Definitely their work will finish fast. So number of days will be less. So let's find out what are we going to do. This is inverse proportion. So in inverse proportion we will multiply. So 3 multiplied by 4 is equal to 4 multiplied by A. It comes out to be 3 days. Question number 7. A batch of bottles was packed in 25 boxes with 12 bottles in each box. If the same batch is packed using 20 bottles in each box, how many boxes would it be filled? Now what is happening over here? We have number of boxes and we have number of bottles per box. Number of boxes were 25 and number of bottles per box are 12. Now when we increase the number of bottles per box 20 to 20, from 12 to 20, definitely number of boxes will reduce. I need to carry less number of boxes. That means it is inverse proportion. So I will multiply. So 25 multiplied by 12 is equal to x multiplied by 20. Let it be x. So it comes out to be 15. So number of boxes will be 15. Earlier it was 25. Now it has reduced to 15. Question number 8. A factory requires 42 machines to produce a given number of articles in 63 days. How many machines would be required to produce the same number of articles in 54 days? So number of machines and number of days are the two criteria. Machines are 42, so days requires us 63. Now when number of days are reduced to 54, definitely we require more machines to finish that work. So what are we going to do? It is inverse proportion, so multiply. So it is 42 multiplied by 63 is equal to A multiplied by 54. Just divide it afterwards, it comes out to be 49. So we require 49 machines if the same articles were to be done in 54 days. Question number 9. A car takes 2 hours to reach a destination by travelling at a speed of 60 km per hour. How long will it take when the car travels at the speed of 80 km per hour? Now the two criteria mentioned over here is speed and the time. When the speed was 60, the time covered is 2 hours. Now if I increase my speed to 80, so definitely time required will be less than 2 hours. So it is inverse proportion and I will multiply. So 60 multiplied by 2 is equal to 80 multiplied by A. So you come out to be 1.5 hours. That will be the required time when the speed has increased from 60 to 80. Question number 10. Two persons could fit a new windows in a house in 3 days. One of the people fell ill before the work started. How long would the job take now? So what are the things? We have persons and we have days. We had 2 persons, they finished in 3 days. Now one person fell ill, that means there is only one person left who is going to do. So how many days now he will take? Let us find out using the inverse proportion and we will multiply. So 2 into 3 is equal to x. He will take 6 days to complete the task. Second case. How many persons would be needed to fit the windows in 1 day? Now number of days is 1. We need to find the number of persons. So what are we going to do? Definitely number of persons will increase. So 2 into 3 is equal to y into 1. It comes out to be 6 persons. So if the work has to be finished in 1 day, we require 6 persons. Question number 11. A school has 8 periods in a day, each of 45 minutes duration. How long would each period will take if the school has 9 periods a day, assuming the number of periods same? Now number of periods are 8, duration of period is 45. Now if I increase my number of periods to 8, so what will happen to the duration of period? Naturally it has to be reduced because the school timings are same. So how many duration of periods will it be? Let us find out. We will just multiply. 8 into 45 is equal to 9 into A comes out to be 40. So that means if I increase my periods from 8 to 9, the duration of the period will be 40 minutes. Earlier it was 45 minutes, now it will be 40 minutes. That's all for this exercise, children. I hope you must have understood. This topic is very easy. Direct proportions and inverse proportion. You should know the criteria behind that. When one parameter is increasing and other is decreasing, then what is happening? If they are going in both in same direction, then it is direct. When they are both going in opposite direction, then it is inverse. Follow the criteria. Indirect, we take the fraction and cross multiply. In the case of inverse, we multiply and then divide. That's all for this video, children. Thank you very much for watching the video till the end. Very soon I am going to come with the next. See you soon. Till then, goodbye. Take care.